Good morning, Robert Scribbler. It is July 24th, 2018. Thank you for joining me for another climate change and clean energy video blog. Now, for this segment, I'm going to be talking about the fires in Greece, particularly large fires burning near Athens yesterday. But before I do, I'd just like to say that I am remote today. I am at my grandmother's location. I'm helping to take care of my 95-year-old grandmother, so I apologize if we had a bit of a break yesterday, but I was on travel. Apparently a lot happened, so I'm going to go ahead and get to it. Now, yesterday, very large fires ripped through the near Athens region of Greece. And as you can see here from this tweet from a climate change monitoring site on Twitter, the fires were so intense that they forced a rapid evacuation of numerous people from towns around Athens, some of which at this point have been entirely consumed by flames, according to news reports. Now, according to these reports, one report in the New York Times, more than 50 people have died as a result of these blazes, and over 173 people have been injured, and thousands, perhaps tens of thousands, have evacuated. Now, these fires are in the context of numerous large blazes burning throughout Europe, particularly a large fire outbreak in Sweden, and also in addition to large wildfires burning north of the Arctic Circle and very large fires burning in Siberia in Russia. So overall, there is a larger context of fires, of which Athens' recent fires is just a part. Now, these articles, various news articles, have been criticized for not mentioning various climate change related factors, and I'm going to do my best to provide a factual review of climate change related factors that were involved in these very serious wildfires that affected Athens yesterday. But before I do, I'd like to take a look at some satellite pictures. I'm going to go ahead and pull up the NASA satellite shot, and this is from yesterday, and I'm going to use the cursor here to indicate the larger Athens region. If you look closely, you can see a gray area. Gray areas are often indicative of urban areas in the satellite shot, and you can see the large sprawling urban area that encompasses Athens here. And on both the east and the west side of Athens, you can see various hotspots from wildfires burning. In total, more than 50 fires burned in this region yesterday, and due to a massive response by firefighters, about 600 firefighters alone in this area, most of the blazes have now been put out. But as we saw from some of the earlier pictures and video, the damage is expected to be very bad, potentially catastrophic for some regions. Now, some of the factors involved in the present fire situation include both extreme heat and extreme drought. And I'm going to go ahead and pull up a picture of the Mediterranean region, and this is looking at moisture deficits for a 3-month period centered around May. And as you can see, Greece had a severe moisture deficit earlier this summer, and this is likely contributing to fire hazard in the region. And in addition to that, yesterday, the Athens region experienced temperatures of near 100 degrees Fahrenheit, or around 100 degrees Fahrenheit, or around 38 degrees Celsius. Now, this is an Earth Null School map showing temperature in Celsius in the region, and the Earth Null School map is not quite as finely tuned as individual and local temperature points, but it gives as well as temporal temperature points, but it gives a good idea of general temperatures over a 3-hour time period. And as you can see with this 36.5 degrees Celsius reading, which is in the upper 90s, that it was very hot in Athens yesterday. Now, these readings are about 9 degrees Fahrenheit or around 5 degrees Celsius above average for this time of year. And Athens and the region surrounding Greece has been experiencing above average temperatures throughout most of summer. Now, one of the factors involved in these above average air temperatures is a much warmer than normal Mediterranean Sea. And I'm going to go ahead and drill down here and look at some of these sea surface temperature anomalies. Now, this is a sea surface temperature anomaly map, so the points that are indicated are showing departures from the 30-year climatological average. And just to be clear, the 30-year climatological average is also warmer than normal due to human-forced climate change and greenhouse gas emissions. This particular point that we're looking at is in the Aegean Sea, and it's showing a 4.3 degrees Celsius above normal sea surface temperature for that region. And that is a very, very warm sea surface temperature for this region of the world, and that's a high departure. Now, warm sea surface temperatures are an indicator for climate change, especially on the broader scale. Not only is the surface temperature of the Earth warming in the 2-meter atmospheric range, but the oceans are soaking up the majority of the heat from human-forced climate change, and this is showing up as much warmer than normal ocean surface temperatures, as well as warming up in the middle and deep levels of the ocean. So what's happening is that anomaly ranges, warm anomaly ranges, are heading into higher and higher spectrum, and this is a signal of human-caused climate change. Now, in the past, a sea surface temperature departure of around 2 degrees Celsius was considered to be a strong departure, and in this case, we can see very strong departures in this region. Now, overall, warming temperatures do enhance wildfires by increasing the evaporation rate and also by increasing the prevalence of drought, which has been fueling wildfires in many regions. So with this particular event, this event is not occurring in isolation. Now I'm going to go ahead and zoom out, go ahead and provide a summary, a conclusion-based summary. And as we can see, there are fires throughout the Mediterranean, and as you can see with these hot spots throughout Europe, running into Asia, and as you can see here, very large fires burning through Siberia, and fires continuing on through Sweden, although it appears that fire activity in this region has abated somewhat in the recent satellite shot. So an overall view of local and regional and global climate change related factors contributing to very intense wildfires in Europe this week. And we would like to encourage weather and climate experts to speak up and provide expertise in this particular event and provide a responsible communication to the public. Thank you for joining us, and I will be chatting with you soon.